Shalom, shalom. Lord willing, this is edifying to the hopeful elect, whoever you may be. Shalom to the other brothers and sisters that actually might be getting onto this live in a few. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure everything is good in YouTube real quick. Mm, 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 mm. So again, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to the one true power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. And double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit, and that they continue. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth in the same spirit, teaching this word and believing this word, Lord willing, that you continue to endure and be sincere. Yum, believers of this faith and this truth, Lord willing, you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. Right? The title of the lesson is the 144,000 is the welfare of my mind, of being the welfare of the world, right? And you can see the picture of who are the 144,000 in Revelation, the 14th chapter. So like, because I gotta use my other phone, so you might not see me too much because I am very dark, right? So when you go on to etymology.com, welfare means safe, secure conditions, exemption from evil, right? I'm not gonna fortune, right? So good fortune with the wise or the elect, right? They're in a secure condition, but it's really dealing with the truth. Another meaning is um, organized effort to provide for maintenance for members of a group, right? But the best example is a state or condition of doing well, or safe or secure conditions, and exemption from evil, right? The elect, shalom to the brother, Yahweh Shema Shai Brakatham. The brothers dealing with the 144,000, they're the welfare of the world, right? First starting with Israel, and everything else is resolved around the elect of Israel. Actually, the whole world is resolved around all Israel, technically, but who's really the source of power on the earth? It would be the elect, starting with the 144,000, the men, right? But this Wisdom of Solomon, the 6th chapter, starting at 24. That's the point. It says, "But the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world," right? And a wise king is the unfolding of the people, right? The wise would be the elect, right? The teachers, the apostles, the evangelists, the ones that's being the example of, of this ministry. They're the welfare of this world, right? And a wise king is the the upholding of the people. And that wise king is Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. He's the upholding of the elect, right? The elect is truly learning the ways of Yahweh Shai. It says, "Receive therefore instruction through my words, and it shall do you good," right? And starting with the elect, the 144,000, the rest of the elect, right? They count and depend on the words of the Lord. That's why he said, receive therefore instruction through my words, right? Through anything, good, bad, excitement, right? We supposed to hold on to the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? When we look at Psalms 34:7, the angels encampeth around those that fear the Lord, right? In most cases, the elect on the side is going to be looking up. And sometimes you're going to be able to see chariots, which I truly believe, because me and my brothers, multiple times, me dissing, the head brother of the camp, Yarmayan, man, you ain't see no chariot. This is like when I first started, getting my feet wet in this truth. You ain't see no chariot until that one time at his house, until that other time when we was going to Philadelphia to teach the word, until that other time, and all those times that I started to see these things moving at a speed that humans can't, our bodies can't even handle. I had to tell that brother, I'm sorry for telling you was bugged out, or you crazy, or laughing, thinking he seen a chariot and he didn't, but he really did. We holding on to these words because our redemption draweth nigh. When we deal with the elect, going into who is the 144,000 in Revelations, the 17th chapter. But first, I'm going to go to Revelations, the 14th chapter, because the 144,000 on this side are not followed with any doctrine, which is considered a woman. So through the Spirit, they're virgins, right? Because it all lines up with Revelations 11. We all fell, right? We didn't have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding for a point in time. And then the Lord started putting the breath of life, right, upon his elect to hear this word, first and foremost, to teach this word, right, have a desire to hear the word, right? So Revelations, the 14th chapter, starting at verse 1, it says, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. Through the Spirit, the elect already have the name of the Father written on their forehead, right? St. John 7:6. At that time, Yahushua was manifesting his Father's name to the disciples. The disciples were manifesting Yahweh and Yahushua name to their disciples and to the other believers that was cleaving unto the word, right? So that spirit, those ancient spirits in the time before Yahushua, during Yahushua, they're back on the earth, right? And they're manifesting the name of the Father and the Son, right? Because your ancient spirit has the truth, right? It says verse 2, it says, and I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder, and I heard the voice of the harpers harping with their harps, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders. No man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth, right? And it's really by the Rakakwadash of Yahushai that they're learning that song, right? The doctrine of Moses, the doctrine of Yahushai, which truly accumulates the doctrine that's in the word. The whole volume of the book is just one doctrine, one faith, right? One spirit behind it, right? And the elect is trying their best to feed the sheep, regardless if they hear or if they forbear, trying to put order in congregations or trying to put order in a household, right? We're trying to wake up and motivate the elect, inspire them, sharpen them up, right? Because even like me, I want to get beamed up today, tomorrow, next week, yesterday. But still, even me saying that, and the Lord got me still living and function, I still have to maximize my faith because the worst is yet to come, right? The little things that I went through before I got in this truth and then coming in this truth, even as a little kid, the Lord was just building me up even before I got in the truth. So I have experience of losing family members, because being in foster care, we all have experience in different areas. But when you come in this truth, you get to rely on those experience, right? To sharpen, to maximize your faith. Because when worse come, because in the world, we were getting afflicted by worldly things. But now when you in the truth, your faith get tested. The MOTB, Jacob's trouble, right? When the stores ain't selling no food, your power is out, your refrigerator not working, your microwave not working. What you gonna do? Is you gonna call on the Ghostbusters, or you gonna call on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai? And what you do now is gonna show who you're gonna run to when trouble, or when you're thirsty, or when you're hungry, right? Sirach chapter 2, the 10th verse. It's nobody in the days of old that was confounded, that called on the name of the Lord. They wasn't confused. They wasn't lost. They wasn't forsaken. The Lord heard them, right? And we have many accounts, Lord willing, we probably can get into it. Miranda just said she just lost her 23 to 24-year-old daughter, all the while in the truth, right? So she lost her 23rd, 24-year-old daughter while being in the truth, you know? And that for you is you still pushing, you know? That's the number one thing, you know, for any man or any woman, is you still pushing, is you striving, as soon as our spirit is gone, we go to the Lord. But as you striving, you know, because some of us, you know, have family members, like, because I'm talking about you, that probably wasn't in this thing, or probably was in this thing. You know, I want to see the people that is the elect, that's in the spirit right now. But if I'm not putting that work in or maximizing, but I am of the elect 1/3, I would like that, you know, to be part of a safe condition. That's what welfare is. But the wise is the welfare of the world. That's why these lessons, brothers teaching, them being the example, brothers going out to the highways and byways on different levels, handling their own like problems and still serving the Lord, right? Is everybody going through something, but is the men still serving the Lord? That's giving the other sheep comfort, right? A secure condition, right? But that's a beautiful point, Salaki, for your loss. But you know, we know through the Spirit that, you know, she's with the Lord, and Lord willing, you know, the Lord have mercy on her. She's of the elect if she was in the faith. But you know, I definitely pray for you, because you still moving, you still in motion, so you still got a chance to make sure that you make your call and election sure, because you have the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Shai, is the God of the living, and you living. So hey, the water Miranda for, you know, writing that on a comment, you know, just to have confidence to even write that out, you know, to say that. So verse 4, Revelation 14, it says, these are they which were not defiled with women, for they were virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits of God to the Lamb, right? And the elect, the Lord is going to always bring back into this truth, right? That's what he's going to do, right? Plain and simple. I'm thinking of something. I think it's in the gospel. Where was it? He shouldn't lose one. Just another reason why those 144,000 haven't been defiled. I want to get this one. This is probably a verse I never used with this lesson.